All right, let's go across to breaking news that we're tracking. This is an investigation by Republic TV, which has uncovered a link now between Gaganpreet, the accused of the hit-and-run case in Delhi, and NuLife Hospital. According to the investigation, Gaganpreet's father, Javinder Singh, is a director and shareholder of NuLife Advanced Diagnostics Private Limited, the company that owns the hospital. Documents now reveal that Javinder Singh's directional position is still active. Directorial position, I beg your pardon, is still active. As per the latest filings, the Delhi police have been searching for connections between Gaganpreet and the hospital for 48 hours. And this development has now raised questions about potential ties between the accused and the hospital. And the police are likely to investigate further to determine the nature of this connection. That is the big breakthrough. This is the big breaking news that we're tracking at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go across to our reporters on the ground for more information. Let's go across to Akhil and Aditya joining me live from the national capital. Akhil, over to you first. This is the first confirmation of a direct link between the killer driver Gaganpreet and NuLife Hospital.
Well, that's right. If you see, the Delhi Police Southwest District team is trying to establish the connection between the accused and the NuLife Hospital. Because if you see, when that incident took place, the accident took place in the Southwest District, and after that, the victim was taken from that very place to the North Campus region in the North District, what we have seen in Mukherjee Nagar NuLife Hospital. So the victim was taken approximately 19 kilometers away from the very spot. And if you see, in the periphery, the radius of that very spot, within the 3-kilometer range, there were several private and government hospitals, but the victim was not taken over there in a nearby hospital. So what was the link, and why Gaganpreet took the victim to the NuLife Hospital? That is being investigated by the Delhi Police right now.
Yes. Aditya, one of the main questions that Republic TV has continuously been raising is that why was the victim Navjot Singh taken to a hospital 19 kilometers away from the accident spot when there were several multi-specialty hospitals within a nearer radius? And now with this investigation that Republic TV has done, is it like a more solid confirmation that, the accused Gaganpreet and her husband took Navjot to a hospital because they had connections with the board of directors over there?
Well, see, now it's quite clear that the very reason for which the victim was brought to the NuLife Hospital was just because of her influence and the power, the position which her father held in the hospital. He was the director at the hospital and the shareholder, and which was accessed by the Republic Network to the MCA filings, which is very clearly saying that as per the
All right, we'll connect to Aditya in just a bit. But ladies and gentlemen, this is an Republic special investigation blowing the lid off of Delhi's VVIP killer, Gaganpreet. It is now confirmed that there is a link between the killer driver and NuLife Hospital. This is undeniable proof that Republic TV has put forward. Gaganpreet's father, ladies and gentlemen, Javinder Singh, is a director and shareholder of NuLife. And this essentially corroborates, a theory as to why, questions as to why victim Navjot, who was bleeding to death for 19 kilometers, was taken to a hospital that is so far away from the accident spot and not being given treatment at a hospital which was nearby the accident spot. The documents are out. The latest filing still shows that killer driver Gaganpreet's father, Javinder, is the director of NuLife Hospital. All right, I'm told that Aditya is back with us. Aditya, you were telling us about how this investigation has now, how Republic TV has broken open this investigation and established something which the Delhi police could not in the last 48 hours.
Well, absolutely. The point is now very much clear that the power, the position which he held in the hospital was the reason for which the victim was brought 19 kilometers from Dholakuan to the hospital, which is now very much clear as the power which he held as a director and a shareholder at the hospital made him influence and could made him forge the whole process at the hospital. Now, this is quite clear quite evident as per the documents which have been accessed by the Republic Network.
Yes. Absolutely. In fact, just to give you more details, viewers, the Delhi police has taken 48 hours trying to establish a link between the killer driver Gaganpreet and NuLife Hospital. In fact, it was yesterday that we brought you those exclusive responses from the family of Navjot claiming absolute negligence by the authorities, and with Navjot's son Navnoor, in fact, coming out to say that his father's life could have been saved. After which, it was Republic TV which relentlessly raised questions as to why victim Navjot was driven to a hospital. Firstly, not in an ambulance but in a van that transport goods. Secondly, driven to a hospital which is 19 kilometers away, whereas we have established that there are at least 7 to 8 super multi-speciality hospitals within a 5 to 10 kilometer radius. And today, it is Republic TV which is essentially breaking open the facts, laying bare the facts of the case, and establishing how there is a link between killer driver Gaganpreet's family and the NuLife board of directors. It is now confirmed, in fact, that Gaganpreet's father, Javinder Singh, is a director and shareholder of NuLife. NuLife Hospital has been registered as NuLife Advanced Diagnostics Private Limited. The documents which we are showing on our screens, viewers, shows that the latest filing still shows that her father, Javinder, is the director. So this is undeniable proof. It's on black and white, it's on paper. And this essentially establishes the cover-up link which Republic TV has been exposing so far. And all right, viewers, as we continue to track this case, this is the latest development that is coming in. The document that you see on your screens essentially establishes the big family cover-up plot. This is a bigger plot, a larger conspiracy of sorts to really subdue what has happened in the last 48 hours. All right, we have Aditya back with us. Aditya, my next question to you is, now that a direct link has been established between the hospital authorities and the killer driver Gaganpreet, what sort of action do we expect the Delhi police to take? Because, this is now out in the media. Certainly, we are not going to stop pursuing this, and the family demands justice.
Well, the first, there has been now this after this link which has been now surfaced by the Public Network. It's quite clear that the father and the daughter, they both were co-collaborators, they both were co-conspirators in this act. In this act of trying to defeat the rule of law, trying to defend their act of violation of every possible conduct which could have been done here. So now the whole point is that the father and the daughter both should be in the purview, both in the ambit of the law, and the law should take its course, considering that the both there is a very much provision which they exploited, they used to bend the law in their favor. But after this expose by the Republic, it's not quite clear that they both were co-collaborators, they both were co-conspirators, and thus the process, the rule of law should take its course, considering that they both had ample opportunity for last 48 hours to come clean, but they thought not to do so.
Yes. Aditya, stay on with me, because we also have our senior editor Shravan Sen joining us with more details on the broadcast. In fact, all right, we'll connect to Shravan in just a bit, but this is the undeniable proof that now Republic TV has exposed that killer driver Gaganpreet's father is a director of NuLife Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, the Delhi police has taken what the Delhi police, in fact, could not establish in the last 48 hours. Republic TV's investigation has. And now there is a direct link that has been confirmed between killer driver Gaganpreet and NuLife Hospital authorities. This comes in less than 24 hours after the son, Navnoor Singh, had in fact claimed complete negligence by the authorities. All right, as we track this case closely, we have a breaking news coming in. Republic TV has also spoken to the investigation officer in the case. He has remained mum and has no response to Republic's question as to why no police custody of the killer driver Gaganpreet was taken 72 hours later. The Delhi police has now conducted the post-mortem. We have that sequence with the investigation officer. Take a look.
हेलो एक्सक्यूज मी मिस्टर सिंह आपने कस्टडी क्यों नहीं पुलिस ने कस्टडी के लिए फाइट किया फॉर ये गगनप्रीत की कस्टडी के लिए क्या एक अटेम्प्ट किया गया था क्या कि उनको फेस वैल्यू पे क्यों लिया जा रहा है आपने कस्टडी के लिए क्यों नहीं लड़ाई किया मिस्टर सिंह क्या फेस वैल्यू पे लेने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं आप लोग सो दिस वाज द आईओ इन दिस केस Puranpal Singh, who has denied to answer any of the question as to how the investigation is going on or whether they are taking everything that the accused Gaganpreet is saying as on face value. This is Soumya Jaiswal with Vijay Anup for Republic TV.
All right, we stay with those. We stay with those pictures. We also have senior editor Shravan Sen joining me live from the newsroom. Shravan, give us more details of Republic's special investigation in the case.
Well, in fact, what we're being able to establish right now is a direct link between the accused's family with that of the hospital. In fact, it turns out that Gurpreet's father happens to be a director as well as a shareholder. This is as per the filing that has been made by NuLife Diagnostics Private Limited. Now, this happens to be the parent company. Both the entities, the Diagnostics Private Limited as well as NuLife Hospital, have the same registered office. And as per the company filings that have been made, and this is the last company filing that was made in the month of May 2024. And in fact, thereafter, there have been no other filings, which essentially means that the pattern, the director, the shareholder pattern still remains the same. There is no change. In fact, Jaspreet's father has been the director for almost over two years now. In fact, as per the documents of a company called Marine Industries, which happens to be a company owned by the accused as well as her husband, and it does show from that document that has been accessed that Jaswinder happens to be the father of the accused, and there is a direct link that established. Now, what does it really come? What's the bigger picture that basically emerges? The bigger picture is this, that remember, this incident took place 19 kilometers away from the hospital. And it turns out that following the incident, which took place around 1:30 on Sunday afternoon, you've had the accused thereafter stopping a porter van, putting the victims in the porter van, and then taking them 19 kilometers away. In fact, the driver of the porter van with whom we spoke yesterday categorically mentioned the fact that he did raise this concern with the accused, saying as to why exactly are you taking them 19 kilometers away to Azadpur in a hospital far away and not in a hospital which was 3 kilometers away. To which the accused did actually tell the driver that she knows this hospital. However, in the statement that has been recorded before the Delhi police, there is no mention of the fact that her father happens to be a director in the company. In fact, it turns out the Delhi police late last afternoon did actually connect with the hospital authorities, asking them to submit the documents of the ownership pattern. In fact, it turns out from this investigation, perhaps the Delhi police must take a look at it, that it is established. We are putting out the documents. The documents have been signed. It's a director's report that has been signed by Jaswinder, who happens to be the father of the accused, and it is clear that he has stakes in this particular hospital in Azadpur, where first aid was actually provided to Navjot as well as his wife. In fact, his wife did actually plead not once, twice before the accused, asking them to take her to a nearby hospital, which was refused by the accused.
Absolutely, Shravan, and now that we have this proof in white, in black and white, you know, the proof is there on paper, it's there on your screens, viewers. We're putting it out continuously. The question now is, will the Delhi police step up action? Shravan, do you think the Delhi police will step up action and will now try to seek police custody of the accused? Because this is one failure of the Delhi police, which Republic has established, that in the last 48 hours, the Delhi police firstly could not establish this link between the killer driver and NuLife Hospital, and failed to secure police custody of the accused.
Well, in fact, it turns out that the so-called goodwill that has been shown by the accused, and that's the theory, that's the narrative that has been bought by the Delhi police, because of which late last night is when the accused was produced before a judge's residence. No custody was sought by the police, which means that today the accused is in judicial custody, paving way for the accused to actually file a bail application. And the bail application, which in all likelihood would be filed today and would come up by tomorrow. So she would be out if at all the court basically favors the accused in this particular case. But having said that, remember, the police has simply taken the accused on face value. And that is the goodwill narrative that has been bought by the Delhi police. In fact, this is a question that we asked the investigating officer. The investigating officer who was present at Deen Dayal Hospital where the postmortem is basically underway. A question was posed to him. Let's play that out once again, in which, remember, he remains completely silent when asked as to why no custody was sought by the Delhi police.
All right, we will play that sequence out in just a bit, ladies and gentlemen. But remember, this is a Republic special investigation, bringing out the facts to you as they are. And this is our message to the Delhi police. All right, we slip into a very short break, but on the other side, we have more.